What's up and welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to share two different topics with you guys that we're going to discuss. One is the United States current state of the economy, and we are also going to talk about how China became such a huge powerhouse. So check this out. First and foremost, what is going on with our economy? As we all know, prices have gone up very substantially, and everything from gas to cars to housing, hotels, food, anything you could think of, the prices have gone up on every single thing. But why hasn't our jobs out there compensated for the fluctuation that's going on? What is really going on, and it's crazy to me because years ago, I remember attending a seminar by financial guru Robert Kiyosaki. He, for those who don't know, he wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And I remember attending this, and one of the biggest things that he said that really resonated with me was, and this was like, I want to say like maybe 2013. He goes, in about 5 to 10 year span, they're going to try to do away with the middle class completely. You're either going to be poor or you're going to be rich. One of the two, but they're going to do away with the middle class. And, he said the best thing you could do is try to set up for that right now. And the thing about Robert Kiyosaki is his predictions have always been very, very accurate. If you go back and you research this man and you look at all his predictions and everything he's put out, he's a very straightforward guy, and he puts out very good information. When I heard this, it was very alarming for one. It's scary when you hear that. But what's crazy is, let's fast forward now, 10 years later. I'm actually seeing this in real time happen right now. And they already started in California with doing away with middle class. Right now they got more homeless than anywhere at all in the world, and it's looking really bad. I'm actually from California, so I visit there often. It was crazy. It's no longer what people think California is. It looked like a third world country. The beaches literally are no longer Baywatch. I mean, you got homeless every single place, and it's crazy because they're not just going to do this in California. They're going to work their way to the right, all the way to the East Coast, and it's going to go everywhere, and it's kind of scary, So one of the biggest things we need to do as people, we need to stand up, start standing up. Everyone's so distracted right now by watching TV shows and personal problems and all that kind of stuff, when we need to seriously focus and come together as a union here. And my thing is, for one, the government has got me messed up. I mean, Joe Biden right now sending trillions and trillions of dollars right now to Ukraine and everything. And I got friends out there in Ukraine and everything, so there's nothing against Ukraine, but sending trillions of dollars to Ukraine when right now we're struggling this bad in America. We're in debt. What money, where are they grabbing this money from, is you want to ask yourself. If we're in debt, how are you loaning out trillions and trillions of dollars? It just makes no sense at all, and it's only going to hurt our economy even more. They're going to raise taxes even more, and we need to stand up as the people right now that they're taking these taxes from and do something about this. For one, our jobs that we're working for, and I'm speaking out for everyone out there because this is some crazy times that we're living in. People, we need to start standing up at our jobs and stop being scared, like literally. And the thing is, it's only going to work if everybody does this, so if wherever you work, y'all need to form unions here and start talking about this stuff and literally start walking off jobs and start protesting at this point, because this is getting ridiculous. Because we're going to have, if they're going to raise prices on every single thing but not raise hourly rate wages, we're only looking at tyranny, and it's happening, and I see it in real time. So, this is just some food for thought. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. I mean, you guys could jump in the comments. You guys know I reply to every single comment on my videos, but this is a very important matter, and I can't stress that anymore right now. Like, I really felt the need to make this video because I'm only seeing destruction coming in. Like, this is the downfall of an empire right now. We're literally seeing it right now with the United States, so it's crazy. Right now we even have one of the weakest armies right now as well. We used to be top tier, maybe 20-25 years ago, but we are in a huge decline right now. And I hate to say it right now, the president that we have right now in office is not helping at all. You know, it's crazy that we have someone like, you know, Biden in office. For one, you know, as we all know, human psychology, as people get older and older, their critical thinking skills begin to decline. And this man's age, this is like my grandpa running in an office. His thought process is not clear. It's crazy that they even have him in office. And I really feel like, no disrespect, he's literally used as a puppet. You know, they got the shadow figures behind him making the decisions, and they just need him to just agree, nod his head, and sign off on it. And it is crazy. Years ago, you know, Donald Trump. Let's talk Donald Trump for just a second. You know, I read his books years ago. This was before he was even a president. You know, I'm big into entrepreneurship. I'm big into business. I'm big into all that stuff. So I read a lot of books on even autobiographies on people. I read his books years ago, and he's actually a very intelligent guy, right? And at first, when he tried to get into office, I wasn't really for it because, for one, I was like, he's a great businessman, but as far as a political, or let's say a president, I wasn't really too sure, okay? I was hesitant. But over time, I began to realize he's actually a really good candidate for president. He's actually probably one of the best that we've had in a long, long time. For one, for the first time in office, we had someone that actually stood up for what he believed in and didn't sign off on just anything that was handed to him. You know, and I could already tell, you know, the shadow figures in Congress and all them, they weren't liking that shit. You know, if they would go have him sign off on a new law, he would actually read through it. He would actually read through it and be like, nah, I'm not signing off on this. And, you know, when they don't have control like that, they'll do anything they can to get this man out of office. Now, let's go ahead and talk about something else. Let's go ahead and switch it up a little bit. How did China become such a huge powerhouse? Now, years ago, I read another book. It was called, companies like Built to Last. And this company, what they talked about was how China kind of made that transition. Because I want to say about 20 years ago, if you were to buy a product from China, and you know, had the little sticker on there, made in China, or a little logo on there that said made in China, it was a horrible product. Literally, it was a piece of shit that would break easy or just was made very cheaply, and no one ever wanted a product that was made in China. Now let's fast forward now, 20 years later, 25 years later, now they are one of the #1 manufacturers in the world, in the fucking world. How did they do this? How is that possible? So I'm gonna tell you exactly how. So what they did is they started, companies and manufacturers, they started hiring outside sources. So people that weren't there working in that company, and they had them come in and do one fucking job. One job, and that was to make lists of everything that was wrong in the companies. You know, everything that was wrong, they would just make lists. Put it on a list, put it on a list. And their job was to go and critique and fix every single one of those things. Till eventually, there was just no more stuff on these lists. Once there was no more stuff on the list, they would go and hire another outside source to keep making these lists and just keep critiquing over and over. Till eventually, they became some of the #1 manufacturers in the world. This is a very interesting concept. Imagine if we did that with ourselves. Imagine if you sat there and had someone just auditing you out like that, truthfully, very truthfully, not a biased opinion or anything like that, but truthfully. And literally you had a list of stuff that you need to critique about yourself, and you kept fixing and critiquing. What would that do to you? That would make you a whole nother person. That would make you a huge powerhouse within itself. So I thought that was very interesting and intriguing. I felt like I needed to share it with you guys because, for one, it was a fascinating concept to me and really cool. And, you know, I got nothing against China at all. It's just, you know, I just thought that was really cool to share with you guys. And I believe I got this from a book called Built to Last. And it's a really good book. You guys can check it out. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. And I would love to, like I said, hear your thoughts in the comments. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe because it helps my channel out. I'm trying to hit that 1,000 subscriber mark, and y'all have a nice day.